Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Land Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's better. Lighter workouts and more frequent, or heavier workouts and less frequent. And again, different for everyone. But what I did find is that it's not necessarily about light or heavy, and that's the reason why I want to make this video, is that a lot of people talk to me and say, oh, what's the best rep range? What's the best exercise? What's the best thing? They try to take one variable or one parameter out of training and ask if that's the secret. You know, if like I do 6 to 8 reps on the bench or 6 to 8 reps on the squat or something like that, I'm going to get the most amount of muscle mass. And you really cannot do that, because you're talking about a system. And I buy into a system. I prescribe into a system of training, not necessarily just one parameter. So it would be oversimplified to say Jason believes in 20 reps or I believe in 25 reps training. And that's the frustrating part about making YouTube videos, is that somebody will see one thing that you do and they'll say, oh, that's the entire thing that he does, and that's what he stands for. It's like, no, I buy into a system. So first of all, this system includes higher frequency, higher reps, so that way you can recover from the frequency, and efficient range of motion, so that way the muscles are getting a beating at a higher percentage than the joints, because the joints are already taking a beating. Because that's the other weird perception that happens on the internet. People say to me all the time, they're like, oh, well, you know, you want to train the joints too. It's like, you're already training the joints. The joints are already taking a beating. You don't need to rip them off in order to cause a higher level of adaptation to you. So this is the thing. So this is what I do in my training programs. I basically put the system together so that way it has a holistic sort of effect. It isn't about just taking one parameter and saying, okay, that's what I'm going to apply to my training. Now, if you want to play around with that, you can, and I really would encourage you to do this, but just don't lump me into a category where I just believe in doing light weights or I just believe in doing heavy weights, because you do see me do heavy weights from time to time.
Mountain.
It's just that the foundation on which I sit, which I find that my body responds to really well,
Mountain,
is higher frequency type training. Now, this might be because maybe I have a higher level of endurance fiber content in certain muscles that play a big role in this. Maybe it has to do with my metabolism or my metabolic rate. Maybe it's a blood flow thing. Maybe because my body responds better when I have a lot of blood flow going all the time. Maybe it helps me warm up for my future workouts, so to speak, right? So, do I believe in heavy weights once in a while? For myself, when I did heavy weights, but I only trained once every 4 or 5 days, what I found was that I would just beat my joints to crap. And it was like I would shock the system so badly that it wasn't necessarily getting me results. I would actually go backwards in results, but at the same time, I'd get more injuries and more pain and more problems, right? Because my coordination was off. So I'd go to squat, but I'd be so busy trying to balance it and make sure my back was firing and my core was firing properly, that I wasn't necessarily pushing the muscles that I wanted to push as deep into failure as I could have if I had already had that groove down. So this is why I like the higher frequency training. It helps you keep that groove. It helps you keep the body ready for the stimulus, so that way it's safer for you to train. Now, you can overdo anything, so that's another reason why I'd say it's good to have super light days, or, you know, maybe the 50 rep day or 40 rep day, or maybe take a day off. You do need to do that. So while I'm waiting for this to cook, I do some more constructive stuff. Like I do some work and things that, you know, I do some stuff that's very responsible and, you know, that sort of thing. Take care of a few errands.
Get him.
Cheesy, get those mofos. Get those mofos, Cheesy.
Get him.
Come on, Nacho.
Get him. Get him. Mountain.
Or do less sets per workout, so that way you can compensate for the higher frequency. Now, if you find that no matter what you do, and I've seen some people on this channel talk about this, no matter what they do, if they train a body part only for 2 sets or 3 sets, they're still sore for a whole week, you know, and no matter how long they've been training, say they try to do 2 or 3 sets 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and they're actually in shape, but they still get too sore. Well, yeah, maybe they're a type of person that responds better to heavyweight training, but once in a while, like doing, you know, just a heavy workout once every 4 days for a certain body part, or 5 days or something. So yeah, you have to kind of play around with this. But before you throw reps out the window, before you throw lighter weights out the window and say they don't work, try a system. Like, try a system that I've got going on as far as the higher reps, but also the higher frequency to go with those reps, and the variation along with the range of motion. Like, try putting it all together and then see what happens, because it's going to be a much different effect than you just doing a workout with high reps.
Mountain.
Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a magic drink that I've been drinking lately. I've just been playing around with this, and this was spurred from, you know, maybe the 50 rep day or 40 rep day, or maybe take a day off. You do need to do that. So while I'm waiting for this to cook, I do some more constructive stuff. Like I do some work and things that, you know, I do some work and things that, you know, one of my patron supporters, Garrison By. So thanks for this, Garrison, because he's been drinking lemon balm, and I have lemon balm in my garden. I've been drinking lemon balm tea, you know, on and off here and there for the last 5 or 6 years. But my wife actually came up with a really awesome idea as far as she mixed a few herbs together that worked like a tonic. So I'm going to show you the herbs in the garden and show you what I do with them. And basically, since I've been drinking these, I find that my digestion is better. And everything starts with digestion, right? If you don't have good digestion, then it's going to be harder for you to recover. Because, hey, if you're not processing your food properly, what's going to happen, right? So this is something that I drink regularly, and I've been enjoying it. And actually does seem to be helping invigorate my training and give me pumps and stuff. So it's something for you to try. And if you don't have stuff in your garden, maybe you could actually, maybe have a friend or something like that. But this stuff's pretty easy to plant, so I don't think it actually is very hard for it to grow and everything, right? So it's pretty easy to find. Thyme, sage, and lemon balm. That's the 3 herbs that I use, or the 3, what do you call them? Herbs? Yeah, that's the 3 herbs that I use, is thyme, sage, and lemon balm. So yeah, it tastes pretty good too. That's the biggest thing. That's all that matters to me, right? You can tell from all the frappuccinos I eat and mochas, I obviously like taste. Okay. Yeah, so here's some lemon balm, and it smells really good, so I'll just get it. See, like this. Nice, huh? Smells like lemony fresh. Almost like you can do your laundry with it. Yeah, nice, huh? You see that? Yeah, so I just take 2 or 3 leaves of this for about 1 liter of tea. And yeah, let's get the other herbs now. So here's the thyme. We just have it growing in the garden right here. Thyme, see? So now it's time to use the sage and the thyme. Time to use the sage and the thyme. So I have been instructed that you only take a few leaves like this. And so they taste pretty good, actually. It's kind of like a spice. It's almost like rosemary, actually. They're related, I've been informed. I have been informed that these plants are related. And this is sage, so purple flowers. And you can eat sage leaves. I've been informed that they're very good for you, so. So I just put like, just 1 sage leaf in the tea. That's it. It's good. So it's kind of got that spicy meatball flavor, huh?
Bubbly, bubbly brew. May I look big like Mountain too.
All right.
Get biggity biceps. That's a pre-workout, man. Yeah. You people down the south, you drink this stuff, man. Drink that and you mix in some cactus and some cow patties, man, and a perfect diet tea for your workouts, man. Just throw those in there. Yeah, stick your cowboy boots in there too, a little bit of gunpowder, man, and be perfect texting to a pre-workout, man. Just do that, man. You don't have to deal with these little pansy-ass herbs like I do. You know what I'm saying? You can use some real shit, you know? Some real shit. Gunpowder, cowboy boots, cactuses, and maybe some chewing tobacco. Just throw that stuff in there too, man. That'll make you a real cowboy, man.
Thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helps you out. And if you need to go home, you just go to naturalbodybuilding.com. And thanks a lot to the patron supporters, and take care for now.
Mountain.